Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Your Big Music Moment. Shout out to Musicians on Call, our associated charity, bringing the healing power of music to those in need. We're really excited to have today Julia Cole, and we're going to hear some great conversation and hear some great music. And hi, Julia, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Great. I can't wait to talk, but as usual, why don't we jump into some music first and then we'll chat.
Sounds good. I'm going to play. I'm going to play a sweet one first. I wrote this one for my grandma. We just celebrated her 75th birthday, and she had a liver transplant at 52. So it was like a huge milestone birthday. And my mom and I talked about how I should write her a song. Anyway, I wrote this whole song for her, and by the end of it, I realized the song's not only about my grandma, but it's totally, completely about my mom too. So, for anyone who loves their mom or loves their grandma out there, this is White Pearls, and I hope you like it. You paint stories like the Sistine Chapel, make heaven out of apple pie, with sweet tea on the side. The way you talk to God like he's an old friend would make anyone want to meet it. You're the voice of reason when I'm losing my mind. And oh, you're how I know. Angels wear white pearls and pray on front porch swings. Love the piano and ain't scared of damn near anything. Their daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. You're how I know angels. Angels wear white pearls. You got your own little garden of Eden, dogwoods and bluebirds feeding. I can never quite get my front yard looking good as yours. So I just have to visit much as I can. Lord knows I miss you. Your amazing grace inspires me. Yeah, I got faith 'cause I believe angels will white pearls and pray on front porch swings. Love the piano and ain't scared of damn near anything. Their daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. You're how I know angels. Angels will white pearls. Angels will white pearls. Oh, 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 angels with white pearls and pray on front porch swings. Love the piano and ain't scared of damn near anything. Their daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. Daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. Their daughters turn to mothers, raising their own baby girls. You're how I know angels. Angels wear white pearls. Oh, 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 oh,
Wow. Beautiful.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. I remember that song from last time. That's very powerful.
Oh,
And
thank you.
and I know you've got an interesting journey. So, as they say in superhero movies, what's your origin story? Like, why are we sitting here with you now? How did music become part of your life?
So I grew up in a family of, all daughters. My poor dad, he had two sisters, three daughters, no brothers, no sons. So all of us just grew up playing sports. We were never in dance. I mean, the only little bit of music that I had was because my mom made me take piano lessons, and I begged her to quit for day one, but she made me play for years. So the majority of my childhood was all athletics and sports, and I played everything: soccer, basketball, volleyball, track and cross country, tennis. I just love sports. Anyway, my volleyball coach and teammates in high school started hearing me sing on the bus or the locker room, just kind of messing around along with whatever music was playing. And so I started to sing the national anthems for my own volleyball and basketball games because they kind of heard I could sing and they're just like, sing our anthems. So I'd be in uniform, run out on the court, warm up, completely sweaty, gross, whatever, have to go on the sidelines, sing the national anthem, huffing and puffing, and then go right back on the court to
Wow.
go play.
A lot of
So
people have
fun.
a hard time doing that without having warmed up and having a volleyball game coming.
Right. I'm actually grateful for it though, because, I sang that anthem 2 million times during high school. And, before I graduated, I started singing the anthem for pretty much everything in Houston. I started singing for the Texans, the Astros, Houston Dynamo, NASA, the rodeo, just any event you could think of. And when I was in front of 75,000 people with jets flying over and I wasn't nervous, that's when I knew music was what I was supposed to
Oh,
do.
nice. Wow. And so it's interesting that your music has come from this, you had such this athletic background. We have another artist, David Davis, really awesome, as well. His whole family was very sports oriented. And is there anything about the discipline involved in sports and the acceptance of imperfection and the trying and the training that coincides with music?
Oh, 100%. I talk about it every show pretty much because, like you're saying, learning how to be a leader, but also how to be a team player, knowing how to handle constructive criticism, how to handle wins and handle losses, perseverance, determination. Like the fact that I had to stand on that line and I had to make my serve over the net because it was game point, and if I missed my serve, we lost, and the whole team would be devastated and the whole
Yeah.
school would be mad. Like that's a lot of pressure. You have to perform under pressure. It's the
Yeah.
same with music, when you're in a stadium and everybody's completely silent and everyone's just waiting to see if you like make it through your anthem. I mean, it's performance under pressure. It
Yeah.
definitely shaped me into exactly who I needed to be for this role.
Nice. And it probably and does it give you, once you know that, sure, I've got the grit to do this, and does that free up your creativity because you can execute an idea?
Definitely. I think it's fun for me to have kind of the yin and yang of the two because, music is so emotional and deep and personal, and there's a lot about it that you kind of want to disconnect it completely from the pressure or
Mm,
the business side or the commercialization. I mean, all of that's a different side, but that's really kind of the competitive side. And if you're a competitive
right.
athlete and that's in your nature, that side can be a break from the really
Oh, interesting.
emotionally taxing side of creation. So they kind of, for me, at least in my head, it balances out. I know some people aren't like that, but
Right.
I need a break from both sides. Like if I'm doing way too much on like the competitive work businessy like drive side of the industry, I'm like, okay, I need a week where I'm just writing every day,
Right.
just playing my guitar and piano and just diving completely into creating art that's going to help people get through things they need to get through. And it's also a form of therapy too. But if you do that for too long, then you're just like in this emotional vortex of songwriting, and you're like, I need a break. And so I have two different sides.
Probably the other side of it, the competitive side of it is, but that's also where you're interacting with the rest of the world and seeing what's resonating with them. You know, like at a performance, you're like, okay, wow, this song is not hitting. I thought it would. And wow, this one is. I didn't think it was. And then you can, that probably shapes how your future writing goes. Awesome.
I learned so much from touring, just like what you're talking about. People don't realize how important that is to do the art too, because it's seeing what makes people tick. You're like, well, if it's not connecting with anyone, even if you think it's the best thing since sliced bread, it's not connecting. So.
A song for one is not, good for you.
Exactly.
But it needs to be for. I think that's why DJs, like back in the the late 90s, like William Orbit and all those cats, they were able to make such great music because they were out there spinning in front of everybody. Or Black Coffee these days, he's able to see what a dance floor responds to, and that's that's the same as a juke joint for the blues guys in the 20s.
So true.
So what other tracks do you have for us?
So along, the sports line, I'm really excited about this campaign I'm doing with Mizuno and one of their Olympians, April Ross. She and I are doing a giveaway and a women's empowerment campaign. And the song that Mizuno is using in 2020 is this next song. It's called Honey Child. And I love the message behind this song because we've all been there before where you feel like you're in a rut and you feel like everything is going basically wrong and you can't win. And you have to have, whether it's that voice inside of you or it might be a friend or a family member or somebody that kicks your butt into gear and just says like, keep being exactly who you are, keep working hard. Things are going to get better. It's going to turn around. It's going to work out. So I hope y'all like it. This is Honey Child. Mic just fell. My bad. All right. Mic is back. Just wanna go home. I ain't fitting in. They ain't getting it. Free falling so low. When you caught me on the phone, you let me air it all out. All the twists and the turns and the hate and the burns holding me down. You said, baby girl, let it go. Honey child, keep growing wild like a bluebonnet in the breeze. Yeah, you might bend, but you won't break. No, your mama didn't raise you that way. Oh yeah, yeah, show 'em what you made of. Oh yeah, yeah, girl, what you afraid of. Be you, be beautiful, you need love as sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child, sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child. Don't change a damn thing. Stay just who you are. Yeah, trust your heart. Oh, baby, don't you think that's a real fine place to start? Honey child, keep growing wild like a bluebonnet in the breeze. Yeah, my band, but you won't break. No, your mama didn't raise you that way. Oh yeah, yeah, show 'em what you're made of. Oh yeah, yeah, girl, what you afraid of. Be beautiful, you need love as sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child, sweet as honey child, honey child, honey child. It'll all be sweet as honey child. Be won't break. No, your mama didn't raise you that way. Oh yeah, yeah, show 'em what you're made of. Oh yeah, yeah, girl, what you're afraid of. Be beautiful, you. It'll all be sweet as honey, child, honey, child, honey, child, sweet as honey, child, honey, child, honey, child, sweet as honey, child, honey, child, honey, child, sweet as honey, child, honey, child, honey, child. Oh yeah. Oh,
Awesome. That's really a beautiful song. I can see why they picked it. The
thank
empower,
you.
the obviously, the empowerment message. Tell us more about that. I know the music business, from personal experience, is not always the most empowering environment. Um, and I don't,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if you've experienced that, or maybe a better way to, however you want to, what have you seen, and what do you think can be better done for artists, especially female artists?
So Nashville is, I would say, less cutthroat than other music cities in the sense that a lot of people here are really great people, and it feels more collaborative than competitive on a lot of fronts, which is really nice about this town. But
Yeah.
you know, it is still like the other cities in the sense that it's a boys' club for the most part, and girls have to, work 10 times harder for half the results. But that being said, it's getting better, and people are starting to work towards making change. I personally was never scared of that or really
Right.
worried by that because I mean, most of my friends are guys. I grew up in obviously athletics, so I'm used to um, having conversations with a bunch of guys, and it's never even felt that weird to me. Because think about it. I mean, you and I were talking earlier, and it's like very often, yeah, I am the only girl in the
Yeah.
entire building sometimes.
Right. Yeah. When I started in the
And
studios, it was all men. Period.
yeah, yeah. And when I go on tour, I mean, it might be me and then, a male drummer, male guitar player, male keyboard player, male van driver, male tour manager. So it's like me and
Right.
the squad of dudes, and I'm used to that, and a lot of girls in the music industry have gotten used to
Right.
that too. But I do think that it's starting to change, and the change has to come from both sides because um, I think some girls think that it's okay to maybe like just never learn how to play an instrument and just hire people to do it. Whereas you much less frequently see a guy who doesn't know how to play any instruments and just has an accompanist
Interesting.
with him. So it's
Right.
kind of one of those things too, where I'm like, well, if there were as many women guitar players that are as incredible as the guy guitar players, then there would be a lot more women cutting guitars in the studio and on tour with
Right.
bands and things like that. And there are some girls in this town that are incredible guitar players, and they're getting snatched up like that because people want more of the diversity in their band. But
Interesting.
there's just the pool is not as big to
Right.
pick from. So that's something that I hope is one of the long-term changes that we can help make, because a lot of it has to do with what kids in their youth see as a role model
Yeah.
for them to grow up into. And when they look at the band and they don't see any girls on stage except for maybe the singer, those little girls don't have that role model up there to be like, oh, it's possible for me too to do the same thing. So that's changing now. I know a lot of bands that are starting to have, at least one or two
Right.
female band mates somewhere in there, and it's awesome that it's changing that way.
That's great. So it seems like part of the solution is you just picking up your guitar and then letting people see that. And
It's
nice.
it's having more women that like in given also the opportunity
Yeah.
to be a role model for
Right.
little girls, so they can grow up and want to grow up to be, a woman in some of these now male roles.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I think it's amazing what you're adding to the story there with that. So that's really cool. I think especially in the production environment, we've got a lot of work to do still, but
Yeah.
amazing. And so that's what this campaign with Mizuno is about thematically. Then is empowerment.
I think it's a really important message for everyone, but especially for young girls. The amount of confidence that I feel like both, being in the competitive music industry or being in athletics, that confidence that it can instill in you because you've learned how to handle loss. Like, you are going to lose games in your entire career of competition. The best, the greatest of the greats, they've all lost games. Like, it happens. And having that confidence to still realize that you can come back and win the next one. It's totally a metaphor for life. Like, things are going to go wrong. It happens to everyone. That's life. But knowing that exactly who you are, having the confidence of the person that you are, you don't need to change. You don't need to be someone else. Like, you are still able to win the next time if you just keep trying. So I think it's important.
Wow, that's great. That last clip is really amazing. That's very well put. I think that and inspirational. Any more music to go along with that?
I'm gonna play a song that I released last year, and it was my first one to break 1 million streams. And the music video on CMT, it was everywhere. But what's really cool about it is the girl who's starring in the video with me. Her name is Kylie Scott, and she has an organization called Sign a Song, and they make music more accessible to the deaf and hard of hearing. So she's signing all the lyrics to the song, and it's so cool. But I did a live show with them actually last night. We had a socially distanced writers round, and she signed all of our stuff on stage. It was really cool. But this song, Trust You, is a message for anybody who's ever had their trust betrayed by somebody close to them. I had to learn this lesson the hard way. But even if you've invested a lot of time into someone, if they're bringing negativity and bad vibes into your life, you are strong enough to move on without them. You can do it. And it's much easier said than done. But once you've lost that element of trust, it's so difficult to give someone all of you again. Yeah. But I hope you guys like this one. This is called Trust You, and it's out everywhere. You might know my drink and my favorite seat at the corner bar. Yeah, you make me laugh and you got that swag, but you left a scar. You're talking a mile in a minute, swearing this time will be different. But you're crazy if you think I'll give it another shot. 'Cause ooh, I don't trust you. Boy, you lie when you lay down with someone. When I danced with you, you double-crossed and you two-stepped around the truth. Hey, you do you, but baby, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. Yeah, I used to think you were everything. You could walk on water. I should thank your cheats for the clarity, 'cause I'm moving on stronger. Quit talking a mile in a minute. You're wasting your breath if you're begging. Yeah, you're crazy if you think I'll give it another shot. 'Cause You double crossed and you two stepped around the truth. Hey, you do you, but baby, ooh, ooh, I can't trust you. Ooh, ooh, I can't trust you. I forgive you. Yeah, it's all good. It happened for a reason. We all end up where we should. I forgive you. Oh, it's all good. But I can't love you like I used to. I can't love you. I don't want to. 'Cause ooh, I don't trust you. Boy, you lied. You lay down with someone. Ooh, but when I danced with you double crossed and you two stepped around. Hey, you do you, but baby, ooh, I can't trust you. Ooh, I can't trust you. Oh, baby, ooh, I can't trust you. I can't trust you.
Nice. That's a great song too. Wow, yeah, it's you can make a lot of mistakes in someone's life as long as you don't lie. That's what you're kind of saying, it seems like.
Yeah,
there's a lot of leeway as long as you don't cross that line.
And there's also, I mean, you know, some lies are worse than others, but there is a line. There's like a line you just can't cross. And once the trust is gone, I just honestly, I don't know how you get back to it, really.
You can't get back to the original spot, can you?
Yeah. It's a whole different, if you decide to move on and keep having that relationship, then, you know, maybe you figure out some way to still coexist. But yeah, it never gets back to the clean purity of just like, we have each other's back. And this is, and that's, I'm not just talking relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend. I mean, best friends too. It's, or family members, really business relationships, anything. Right. It's like once the lines crossed,
co-writer takes your idea.
Exactly. Once something smells a little fishy and gets, you're kind of like, oh, okay, now I know.
Oh, awesome. Do you want to? I think that was 3. Do you have one more for us before we finish up?
Yes, I sure do. I'm gonna play a brand new one, so give me some leeway on this one if I mess the guitar up at all. It's this song is it's a fun one. I remember I was talking to this boy a couple years ago that there's this bar in Nashville called Losers that is really popular for the locals and the musicians to come hang out at. So you walk in there, you'll know all your friends in there. It feels like, you know, a college party. You all just know everybody. So anyway, this line of this guy who wanted to date me, he was like, what do you want? Like, I just want to be able to walk into Losers holding your hand. And I died because I just thought it was like the most hilarious thing to like be your big ultimate goal of like what you want from the relationship. And I was like, well, that's not gonna happen. But recently I'm finally in a relationship where like, I'm like, I would walk into Losers holding his hand. And it gave me this idea for this song called Hold My Hand. And again, brand new, just wrote it. So give me a little leeway on the guitar playing of it because I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it. But I hope you guys like it. And I'm hoping that this one gets cut and I can actually put it out soon. I load, keeping it low key, rolling up in separate rides to the party. Oh, but tonight I think it might be the bonfire night. that I'ma let you hold my hand and I ain't even drunk. Let you pull me close enough, they all gonna know what's up. Baby, you can spin me round the head like dance floor. Ain't hiding out, we're vibing no more. I'ma let you hold my hand. Baby, you can hold my hand. Ice, you're dropping ice and cups for 2 drinks. Friends whispering while you're walking one to me. Time, I think it's time we kill the mystery, yeah. Baby, go ahead and kiss me. I'ma let you hold my hand and I ain't even drunk. Let you pull me close enough, they all gonna know what's up. Baby, you can spin me round the head like this. Floor ain't hiding down, we're vibing no more. I'ma let you hold my hand. And baby, you can hold my hand. Yeah, na, 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 na. Oh, oh, na, 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 na. Yeah, na, 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 na. Oh, oh, na, 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 na. I don't care who sees when it's time to leave. Baby, take me. I'ma let you hold my hand and walk me through your truck. Then watch you open up my door and help me climb on up. Maybe you can spin those tires right off the head like dance floor. Ain't hiding out, we're vibing no more. I'ma let you hold my hand and I ain't even drunk. Let you pull me close enough, they all gonna know what's up. Baby, you can spin me round the head like dance floor. Ain't hiding out, we're vibing no more. I'ma let you hold my hand. Baby, you can hold my hand. Yeah, hold my hand. Oh, you can hold my hand.
Nice. That's really
Thank
interesting
you.
rhythmically too. I love the verses. That's really grooving.
I'm still figuring it out, figuring out how I want to play it. But
It sounded amazing. It sounded great.
thank you so much.
Well, it was that a world premiere of that track, or where that track sits now? At any rate,
Yeah, it's not anywhere.
How
It is not
cool.
anywhere. So there you go.
How cool.
You got my trial version.
Well, it sounded great, and thanks so much for joining us. This was really fun.
Thank you for having me. It's always great to
Yeah.
hang with you.
Is there anything else coming up that we should know about before we bid our dues that you want to kind of point everyone to?
So my cell phone number, if y'all want, send me a text and I will send you a brand new unreleased song early. The song comes out September 4th, but my cell phone number is in my bio on Instagram. My Instagram is at Julia Cole Music, and the phone number is 281-336-9956. And just text me, hey, what's up? Or I saw you live, or whatever you want to say, and I can send you the new music. But I'm really excited about the surprise new drop release that's coming in September.
Wow, how cool. I'm gonna text so I get it, or call
Yay.
so I get it. It's just nice. Be on the list. All right, Julia. Thanks again. Maybe after the song drops, we can do it again and hear it perform live. That'd be great.
I'm so pumped. Sounds great.
All right. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
How cool. Julia Cole, really amazing artist and powerful performer. And I think that it's really cool to be able to get an insight into the different forces that come together to create that, and especially with someone like her, this balance of achievement and work on the athletic court, and then bringing that power into the creative world and having the capability to translate that emotionally is really cool. So what a great time with Julia. We look forward to hearing her new track in September. So thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for Musicians on Call, bringing the healing power of music to those in need. And as always, Big Music stands with Black Lives Matter. You can check our social for the changes we're making to our organization to be a better part of a socially just future. Thank you, everybody. Live to listen.